Good morning, dear students. Today I am going to explain about the last component or the last topic of this phylum Protozoa, that is with reference to reproduction in protozoa. You know that these protozoans are unicellular or acellular animals, and these protozoans they exhibit both sexual and asexual reproduction. You might wonder that though these protozoans do not have well developed reproductive organs or the gonads, but still they exhibit a very primitive type of sexual reproduction without having gonads or the reproductive organs. Coming to the asexual reproduction, asexual reproduction means without the involvement of sex organs or the gonads. And as you observe in this slide, these protozoans reproduce asexually by binary fission, plasmotomy, multiple fission, budding, plasmogamy, and various other such methods. And as you observe here, these are the different types of asexual reproduction. The one which is present in amoeba, what is known as binary fission, and in euglena again you see the another type of binary fission, and in the other such organisms of protozoans you observe the different planes of divisions that occurs during binary fission. And here you see there is another photograph here where you can see the multiple fission on the slide A and plasmotomy in the diagram B. Coming to binary fission, as you know that it is the division of one individual into two, approximately into equal parts, and it is a primary method of reproduction seen in protozoans. Of course, it is one of the primitive method of reproduction, and this involves mitotic division of nucleus, that is karyokinesis, which is immediately followed by cytokinesis. And in ciliates, for example in Paramecium, during fission the meganucleus, that is a macronucleus, it divides amitotically, while micronucleus usually divides by mitotic division. And as you observe here in this slide, this is the binary fission that is seen in case of amoeba, where you see in the beginning there occurs the karyokinesis, that is here, where that single nucleus is divided into two. You see the constriction that is there in the middle, and then the cytoplasmic division takes place, that is cytokinesis, that is clearly visible here in this slide like this, and then followed by the two separation of two daughter cells. So this is a method of reproduction, that is asexual reproduction, called binary fission. Coming to types of binary fission, depending upon the plane of division, the binary fission in protozoans is of following types. First thing is longitudinal binary fission, where cytokinesis occurs along longitudinal axis. As I said earlier, it all depends upon the plane of division. So here the plane of division is longitudinal axis. Example, euglena. As you observe in this slide in the B, diagram B, you will be observing that longitudinal binary fission, and ultimately it gives rise to two separate daughter cells. Then coming to irregular binary fission, the next type. Here cytokinesis may occur along any plane. It is so irregular, that is what is seen in diagram D, where the animals or the protozoans which exhibits this irregular binary fission, they used to have a kind of body shape or the body form which is so irregular, and they do not have a proper symmetry. So example, amoeba. And then transverse binary fission. Here cytokinesis occurs along transverse axis, example paramecium. As you observe in the the diagram C, you will observe the plane of division, that is transverse plane. So best example is paramecium. Then there will be another type of binary fission called oblique binary fission. As you observe in this diagram D, it is the plane of division is quite oblique, hence called oblique binary fission, where cytokinesis occurs along oblique plane. Example, Serratium. Then coming to plasmotomy, it is another method of asexual reproduction. It is a special type of fission in which a multinucleate protozoan divides into two or more multinucleate daughter individuals. Example, Pelomyxa and Opalinids. So as we observe in this slide, this is the diagram showing the plasmotomy, where a multinucleated protozoan divides either into two or more individuals, that is daughter cells, having multinucleate condition again. Then coming to multiple fission, in this method of asexual reproduction, karyokinesis is not immediately followed by cytokinesis. So you should observe this difference, students. In case of binary fission, karyokinesis is immediately followed by cytokinesis, but here it is not so. And in this, firstly, the nucleus undergoes a series of divisions, resulting into a number of daughter nuclei, which usually arrange themselves at the periphery. You can see the movement of this daughter nuclei towards the peripheral region of the parental cell. Later, the body cytoplasm divides into as many parts as there are daughter nuclei. Suppose if there are 100 nuclei, the cytoplasm gets divided into 100 pieces, and resulting into formation of several daughter individuals. So here the number of daughter cells produced during this multiple fission will be depending upon the number of daughter nuclei produced by the parental nucleus. Example, Plasmodium and Aggregata. So in the diagram you see the clear picture about what actually happens during multiple fissions. So as you observe here, initially that parental nucleus divides into many daughter nuclei which are arranged in the peripheral region, and each is being enveloped by cytoplasmic masses, and in the middle region you see the residual cytoplasm. So this is a clear picture to explain multiple fission. This is another diagram of multiple fission, which is otherwise sometimes called as schizogony, where the formation of numerous daughter nuclei is followed by the formation of cytoplasmic buds, and each contains a nucleus. That is what you can make out. So that single nucleus of the parental cell initially divides into 2, later into 4, and later into 8, and 8 into 16. Likewise, it keeps on dividing, and these daughter cells produced, they are called merozoites. Then coming to budding, in this method, new organisms develop from an outgrowth or bud. It is a modified form of fission. When a parental body produces only one bud, it is known as monotomic. Example, Verticella. As you observe in the diagram, that single verticella divides into two. If it is into two, it is known as monotomic. However, when a parental body produces several buds simultaneously, it is called as multiple budding. You can observe that in B, the diagram B of this slide. So example, Ephilota. So likewise, either it is monotomic or ditomic or multitomic, and which is said to be the multiple budding. Now coming to plasmogamy, it is another method of reproduction in which the cytoplasm of two or more parental cells fuse together without the fusion of nuclei. and after separation they remain unchanged. It usually serves for the purpose of digestion of large prey. Now coming to sexual reproduction in protozoans. These protozoans, they do not have well organized or the well developed reproductive organs, but still they practice sexual method of reproduction, but not through the actual gametes as you see in the higher animals. There are two methods of sexual reproduction in protozoans. They are syngamy and conjugation. Coming to the first type, syngamy. What is syngamy? It is the complete fusion of two cells or gametes resulting in the formation of zygote, and the fusion nucleus of zygote is called synkaryon. And there are following subtypes of syngamy can be seen. The first one will be hologamy, next isogamy, next anisogamy, and then autogamy. Coming to hologamy first, the two ordinary mature protozoan individuals do not form gametes but themselves behave as gametes and fuse together to form a zygote. Example, Copromonas. Coming to isogamy, when two fusing gametes are similar in size and shape but differ in behavior, they are called isogametes, and their union is said to be isogamy. Isogametes are generally produced by multiple fission. Example, Chlamydomonas. Then comes the anisogamy. When two fusing gametes differ morphologically as well as in behavior, they are called anisogametes, and the fusion of these similar gametes is called anisogamy. So one thing you observe here, students, iso means similar, holo means entire, aniso means differ, that is in terms of morphology. And the fusion of these dissimilar gametes is called anisogamy. Small and motile gametes are the male gametes or microgametes, while large and non-motile ones are the female or macrogametes. Example, Plasmodium. Students, you must have observed this anisogamy method of sexual reproduction in Plasmodium when I explained you about reproduction in Plasmodium. Then the next example will be Volvox. Then coming to the autogamy, it is a fusion of gametes derived from the same parental cell. Auto means self. And here pseudopodia are withdrawn and a cyst is formed. Now meiotic division takes place and two daughter nuclei with half number of chromosomes are formed, and after some time gametic nuclei fuse together to form a zygote nucleus. Example, Actinophrys. Then coming to the details of sexual reproduction, as I said earlier, there are two types, syngamy and conjugation. Now continuation of syngamy. Here fusion of two gametes resulting in the formation of zygote, and the fused nucleus of zygote is called a synkaryon. The types, as I said earlier, the first type will be hologamy. It is a type of syngamy in which the two prematured protozoans individuals do not form gametes but themselves behave as gametes and fuse together to form a zygote. Example, Copromonas. You can see that hologamy in the previous slide itself. Then coming to isogamy, the name itself suggests iso means similar. When two fusing gametes are morphologically similar but differ in behavior, they are called as isogametes, and their fusion or the union is called isogamy. Isogametes are generally produced by multiple fission. Example, Chlamydomonas and Monocystis. You may observe the type of gamete fusion, what is called as isogamy, on the right hand side of this slide. Then coming to anisogamy, as I said earlier, here as you observe in the diagram, the female gamete is quite bigger in size and that is called macrogamete, while the male gamete is smaller one and it is known as microgamete, and their fusion results in the formation of a zygote and the process is called anisogamy. Then coming to autogamy again, so here as you observe in the slide, this single parental cell will produce two different types of gametes, and those gametes fuse together to form a zygote, and as the gametes are produced from the same parental cell, we call this phenomenon as autogamy. Coming to conjugation, it is also called amphimixis. It was firstly discovered by Joshua Lederberg and Edward Topham in 1946. It is a temporary union of two individuals where exchange of genetic material takes place by direct cell-to-cell contact. And conjugation takes place only between same groups of individuals, and organisms which take part in conjugation is called conjugates. And as you observe here in this slide, there are some diagrams which explains you about the mechanism of conjugation. And as you see on the left hand side top corner, the two paramecium or the two parental cell approach each other, they join each other, and there will be the exchange of nuclei between them, and those nuclei later it divides, redivides, and meanwhile there will be the formation of a furrow between them at the region of contact, and they are going to separate at a later stage into two separate daughter cells. So this is the picture which explains you about conjugation. The details of conjugation. It is the temporary union of two individuals, usually at oral or buccal regions of their body, and it is characteristics of Suctoria and Holotrichs ciliates, and these two individuals are called conjugates. They stop feeding and their buccal structures disappear. The pellicle and ectoplasm fuse at the point of contact, and a protoplasmic bridge is formed between the conjugates. Macronuclei break up and disappear, while the diploid micronucleus of each conjugate, that is partner, undergoes meiotic division, and four haploid daughter micronuclei are produced, of which three will degenerate and disappear in each conjugate, and the remaining one micronucleus divides by mitosis, forming two unequal pronuclei or gametic nuclei. The smaller one is the active migratory gamete nucleus or male pronucleus, and the bigger one is the passive stationary gamete nucleus or female pronucleus. The male pronucleus of one conjugate passes through the protoplasmic bridge into the other conjugate and fuses with its female pronucleus, forming a single diploid zygote nucleus or synkaryon. The complete fusion of two nuclei from two different individuals forming a zygote nucleus, which is termed as amphimixis. And after a union of about 12 to 48 hours, two individuals are going to separate from each other, and these are called ex-conjugates. Each conjugate undergo further nuclear and cytoplasmic divisions, forming four daughter individuals. So this is another pictorial representation of the phenomenon or the process of conjugation. where initially you observe that two parental cells or the parental protozoans come together, adhere or touched by their ventral surfaces or oral surfaces, and they come very close to each other, and you can see the development of a protoplasmic bridge between them, through which there will be the exchange of nuclei between them. Coming to parthenogenesis, it is a mode of asexual reproduction in which offsprings are produced from an unfertilized egg. Example, Chlamydomonas and Actinophrys. And here in this slide, though it is not, the diagrams shown are not directly related to protozoans, it is a regeneration phenomenon observed in case of planaria, a kind of flatworm, but still that can be used to explain what exactly the regeneration is. It is a process by which some organisms can restore the lost or amputated parts of their body. Most of the protozoans can regenerate their lost body parts, just like as you observe in this diagram, that is planaria. So this is a actual regeneration process that happens in a protozoan, and on the left hand side, as you see in a cyclical diagram, initially that amoeba, which is said to be a freshwater organism, the protozoan, initially it develops a protective wall around itself during unfavorable conditions, and that protective wall is called cyst, and this phenomenon is called encystment. Okay, and this encystment, it is happening in such freshwater protozoans during unfavorable conditions, and soon after the conditions resume back, this cyst wall is broken out, and the amoeba will emerge out of such a cyst wall, and the cycle will repeat. So this is also considered as one of the methods of asexual reproduction in protozoans. And on the right hand side, you see the elaborate explanation related to regeneration process or the phenomenon, where initially you observe that in the center the amoeba cell, it undergoes some nuclear changes, where its single nucleus gets elongated, develops a dumbbell shape, and then it develops into two daughter cells after the nuclear division and separation of these nuclei into respective daughter cells. And on the bottom of that, you see that this amoeba, it develops a kind of wall, protective wall around itself, what is known as cyst wall, and the process is called encystment. And as I said earlier, once this cyst wall is broken down, the organism is coming out, and it starts leading a new cycle. So this is what about the phenomenon of regeneration. Dear students, with this I have completed the detailed aspects of reproduction in protozoans, and with that I have also completed this chapter, Protozoa. Thank you. Thank you for the patient listening, and in the next class we will start discussing about the next phylum, that is Porifera. Thank you.